What is up, guys, and welcome back to another day of Whitley Auto Works. I'm back again today with CISCO'S truck, and he has decided that he does not really care for the chrome look on the truck. So what we're going to do today is the grill, the bumper, and the wheels are all going to go black. He wants to go ultra matte black, give it kind of a cool contrast, so we're going to see what it looks like. And first part's disassembly, guys, so let's get to breaking this thing down, and then we'll slap some black on it and give this thing a full blackout. Alright guys, so far I've gotten the grill off and the bumper. The bumper wasn't too bad at all. As far as everything goes, it just had these little covers on it right here, and they got little plastic tabs. You squeeze those little tabs right there and it pops out, and you just have to go all the way down the line on them, and then you're left with this. So this is an aftermarket bumper. This is not the original. He replaced it. This truck was hitting the river before, so. And as you can tell, it's already got a little bit of rust. Imagine that, brand new chrome plated bumper. Well, it ain't gonna be chrome for long. We're about to go black, so. All right, let's get to prepping. All right guys, so I got the bumper and the grill laid here, and what I've got is some soapy water. We're gonna clean and sand at the same time. I got some 600 grit sandpaper and a red Scotch-Brite. We're gonna go to town on both these parts, get them nice and scuffed up and ready for some adhesion promoter, and then we'll start painting. Alright guys, so now that we got our parts all scuffed up and clean, and I completely understand a lot of you guys are intimidated by painting plastics and chrome parts and stuff like that because you've always heard all those old stories and everything like that. But guys, it's still a part, it's metal, it's a mechanical bond, and let me show you what I got. So you just watched me over there with Soapy Dawn dish soap scuff these parts with 600 grit and a red Scotch-Brite, and you see all them scratches in it, guys? That's what you want to see over all these parts. You see it right there? That's going to give you your good mechanical bond. And then you also want to go over everything, but get it really dry, clean it with clean microfiber, not these microfibers because they're a little dirty, but clean it with some isopropyl alcohol, hit it with some Bulldog adhesion promoter, wait about 5 or 10 minutes, and then introduce your paint to it. And that's really it, guys. That's the process we're going to be using today. It's pretty much just make sure everything's clean. A lot of people get into trouble when they're repairing stuff and they do body work and they use plastic primers and stuff like that. They get too aggressive, and especially on plastic, they will actually eat into the plastic, and that's no good. Then you leave all kinds of issues and stuff like that. So primer and all that type mess is good if you have a repair area. If not, it's not really necessary. You just want a good mechanical bond, and you're good to go, guys. There's a lawnmower in the background. Perks of painting with a neighbor really close by. And yeah, so that's the whole process. So these are the products we're using today to get it done. And let's keep on rolling. so a quick little tip whenever you're doing ultra matte, matte, satin, any kind of semi-gloss, anything short of gloss finishes, and you have a lot of curves and stuff like that, you want to do light coats first. You want to do 2 or 3 light coats, just get coverage on the panel. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to hit it hard and wet it out right away, and you will pay for it in the long run, guys. Just kind of dust coat it, get it to lay down on the piece and everything else, and then with your final coat, once you're 100% sure you got good coverage, that's when you go back and forth, good, like kind of even passes the best you can. You don't want to stay and just like drown it in paint. You want to actually kind of move, and you want to wet out the whole panel consistently and let it dry consistently together. That way you won't have streaks and weird stuff in your finish. That's what causes it when you have those inconsistencies. Dry spot here, wet spot there, you're going to see a line. So like I said, just hit it with 2 or 3 coats, maybe even 4 coats, get full coverage, and then wet it out very mildly that last coat, so everything dries consistently, and you'll get a pretty good finish, and you shouldn't have any streaks or any issues like that. All right, time to pull the wheels off and repeat the process. Alright guys, so now it's the next morning. I've started taping these wheels up and getting them ready for paint. Oh, there's the SRT in the background. Let me show you what I got. So obviously I'm not doing this any kind of a fancy way, guys. Just some tape and a flathead to tuck everything back. So you just want to kind of get in there really good. Obviously I've already scuffed them and cleaned them. And I've got some of this paper material that I got from Lowe's, and I'm going to use that to kind of cover the rest of the tires. And yeah, we'll get to spraying. Alright guys, so I decided to go with dollar store plastic. It is what it is. All you got to do is get them covered really good. Now, I'll give them a quick wipe down, hit them with some adhesion promoter, and start laying on light coats of black till we get full coverage, and then wet it out for that final coat. And then we'll be done. Alright guys, so when I say build your coats and everything, see how I just lightly laid it on? I'm kind of introducing the paint to these wheels, and you know, you just build your coats with time. This is not a very intricate design as far as getting in there and getting coverage, so just build your coats and it'll turn out really good. Alright guys, so I gotta say, you guys in CISCO were right. It looked way better with the grill, the rear bumper, and the wheels all blacked out. Man, that is some poppy paint out in the sun too. That pink shift or the blue shift or the purple shift or whatever you want to call it, man, that is a crazy looking color. And then with the black accents, really sets it off. This truck has come a long ways from that old silver junk pile that we took in, but I hope CISCO likes it. And let me know, guys, what do you guys think? Rate it 1 through 5, 1 through 10, this total transformation. All right, there you go. All right, guys, so here you have it. My buddy CISCO'S truck has been completely transformed now. We started out with a really cool $200 Cryoline Pearl paint job. You can get it mixed up any color you want. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go back and watch it. And then now we've blacked out the grill, we blacked out the rear bumper, and we blacked out the wheels. So very, very cool off-road look to it now. Much more aggressive than it did with the chrome. You know, I know a lot of you guys are old school and y'all love the chrome. I'm kind of, you know, a little more of that new school. I do love a good satin or matte black finish, you know. So, but hey, nonetheless, guys, rate it. Let me know what you thought of this. If you decide to paint wheels, paint plastics, chrome, whatever else yourself, like I said, mechanical bond is key. It's all about chemistry and just making sure that you got a good bite to whatever you're painting so that the paint sticks and it lasts. So I think this will hold up very, very well over time. I've not had a lot of issues with the RUSTOLEUM paint, honestly. As long as it's prepped and applied properly, you should be good to go. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Leave me in the comments. Let me know what you thought of CISCO'S truck transformation overall. What'd you think of the paint upgrades we did today, the blackout and everything else that we did to the wheels, the bumper, and the grill? And just overall thoughts on this build, you know. And give a shout out to CISCO for me for providing the vehicle and hooking me up with so many things. Dude has really helped me out with this shop. He bought the fans over there. I mean, I can't say enough. He's just a great guy. And I've really thoroughly enjoyed working with him. But, you know, all projects eventually do have to come to an end. And I think this one is where he'll like it and enjoy it. And, yeah, it's going to be a real head turner, that's for sure. But if you made it this far in the video, guys, you like these crazy transformations, the paint jobs, the tutorials, a little bit of everything I do on this channel, then definitely, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Ring that little bell beside it. That way you'll get notified every time a new episode drops. And you know, just leave me a quick like and comment. It helps me out tremendously with the algorithm, guys, and that's the best thing you can do to help me out more than giving me any kind of money or memberships or anything else. Is just engage with the channel, share it, let other people see it, you know, so we can all have fun learning together, saving money and doing things like this, making really cool transformations on a budget. That's what my channel is all about. But I appreciate you guys tremendously for tuning in today. I'm John from Whitley Auto Works. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.